Connecticut, as 6 came into the night last night, 5 points out of a playoff spot with just 14 games to go, and hosted the Bridgeport Islanders to open up a big 3-in-3 weekend. It's hockey night in Utica as Nico Dawes returns between the pipes for the Comets from the New Jersey Devils. Andre Gantus makes his AHL debut out of Northern Michigan University, and Nathan Legare makes his Adirondack Bank Center debut. He's in his second game with Utica after the trade for Arnaud Durando last week. First period, 5 minutes in, Comets with a chance off the rush. Nolan Stevens backdoor to Joe Gambardella, but Jakub Skarek with the robbery, sliding across to make the save. At the other end, 6 minutes to play, Bridgeport with an opportunity now. Will Dufour all alone, but Dawes gobbles that up for one of his 24 stops on the night. No score after 1 in the second, just over 8 minutes left. Comets on the move. Xavier Perron's shot is stopped, but Skarek can't hang on to the rebound, and Graham Clark gets a couple whacks at it before jamming it home to get Utica on the board and up by 1. Less than 3 minutes later, though, Isles on the power play. Julian Gauthier, Rangers fans in the area may remember him. Not like in that one, though. That's a missile from the high slot that knots things up at 1. These teams would go the distance, where Bridgeport would eventually take it in a shootout. Comets do get a point, but fall 2-1. So a tough result, leaving a point on the table for Utica. Made even tougher by the fact that pretty much everything else in the division was worst-case scenario. The Laval Rocket beat the Belleville Senators 3-2 in overtime, while the Toronto Marlies topped the Rochester Americans 2-1 in a shootout. So everybody immediately ahead of the Comets, getting at least a point. Taking a look at the standings after the results last night, the Marlies leapfrogging the Senators for 4th place in the division, and the Comets remaining 5 points back of the Sens in the final playoff spot. That's 5th. Now 3 points behind Laval in 6th with just 13 games to go. Utica heads out for 2 on the road against Wilkes-Barre Scranton tonight, and then Rochester tomorrow afternoon. Well, for the second year in a row, the Hockey Premier Division National Championships are here in Utica. But this time, the hometown boys are in the dance. While the Comets were in action at the Adirondack Bank Center next door at the Utica University Nexus Center, the Utica Junior Comets were also hitting the ice in nationals. The team is made up of players ages 16 to 20 from all over the world, including Canada, Latvia, Austria, and Japan, as well as 4 locals from the area, including Rome and Clinton. The national championship is made up of the top 16 teams in the country and began with a 2-game seeding round to determine the elimination round matchups. After beating Minnesota 2-1 to open up on Thursday, this game last night was against the Charlotte Rush, with the Junior Comets falling 5-1. So Utica gets the 8 seed and will take on 9 seed Metro Jets out of Michigan this morning in the round of 16 at 11 a.m. The field will be then whittled down to just 2 by Tuesday for the championship game. So congrats and good luck to the Junior Comets the rest of the way. That is your AM Sports Wrap. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks for spending your weekend morning sportsing with us.
And now, from the Sports Station, here's John Serio.
Well, a good night to you. It was a big night for Utica teams as the Comets and Utica City FC both in action tonight. We start with the Comets as they hit the road to take on Wilkes-Barre Scranton and to try to keep their playoff hopes alive. And they got the hot start they wanted. Just over 2 minutes in, Graham Clark leading the break takes it himself off the crossbar, no less, his 23rd goal of the season. Comets striking first out in front 1-0. Second period now, another break opportunity for Utica. This time it's Sam LeBerge takes advantage. Comets feeling the rhythm of the night on this one, going up 2-0 later in the period. Some nice passing from the Comets. Eventually ends up with a one-timer off the stick of Brian Hallinan. Comets with a huge win, 3-0 on the road. They play their 3rd game in as many days tomorrow at Rochester. Puck drop set for 3:05. Utica City in its final homestand of the regular season, taking on the Ambush tonight and Sunday afternoon as well. First quarter, 1-0 St. Louis. Frank Tayu on the attack sends it in front of the net, right in step with Logan Roberts for the diving score, nods things up at 1 apiece. Later in the quarter, Roberts sets up Tayu, returning the favor. Tayu on the break, gets it between the keeper's legs and follows through to net UCFC's 2nd goal of the game, 2-1 City with under 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Second quarter now, Dylan Hundell on an island, able to build a bridge to the left side of the net. UCFC rolling in this one, up 3-1. And Utica City goes on to take the first game of the weekend, 11-5. They take on the Ambush again tomorrow on Fan Appreciation Day at the ABC tomorrow at 3:05. And while area teams from Colgate